First up, we have the Chicago Bears. Let's start with the biggest loser. First, the Bears guaranteed Mike Glennon $18 million to see if he can be their quarterback going forward. Then, they select Mitch Trubisky as their quarterback of the future. Not only did they select a quarterback who wasn't worthy of being the number 2 pick, they bet against themselves and gave up 3 picks to move up 1 spot. Mike Glennon is still young enough for it to be worth seeing if he can be the quarterback of the future. It's essentially a 1-year deal, so if it doesn't work out, the Bears could get a quarterback in the rich draft next year. Instead, Glennon got screwed by the front office, and the Bears have no idea who their starting quarterback is. I personally didn't like any of these quarterbacks to be drafted in the top half of the first round, but this move is just like the picks of Jake Locker and Christian Ponder a few years ago. The team is desperate for a quarterback and reached badly to get one. Hopefully, Trubisky ends up being the franchise quarterback, but as of right now, Mike Glennon is very right to be mad. The front office of Chicago seems like a mess. Next up, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. This isn't so much against the Chiefs as it is against Alex Smith. Smith has done everything you want in a quarterback as he wins and makes sure he doesn't have any turnovers to cost the team. Sadly, everyone knows that the Chiefs are maxed out with Smith, as nobody thinks they can win a Super Bowl with Smith as the starting quarterback. He has good weapons and a good defense, but continually plays it safe and plays a boring brand of football. Then, in the draft, the Chiefs select quarterback who is the opposite of Smith and Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is a gunslinger, throws it off balance, and throws it into double coverage. Andy Reid is known for his ability to develop quarterbacks such as Brett Favre, and Mahomes has the most arm talent in this draft. The fact that the Chiefs elected to trade up to get a quarterback rather than getting more pieces speaks volumes about how they see Alex Smith. Next up, we have the New Orleans Saints. The Saints have an amazing offense, but a terrible defense. They got it right with the first pick by selecting Marshawn Lattimore. Then, they got Ryan Ramczyk. Even though getting Drew Brees more protection is never a bad thing, they should have continued grabbing defenders. Then, they traded up to get a running back. That was the big mistake. The Saints need to get players who can cover or get to the quarterback. I'm sure Sean Payton will be able to create mismatches, but that can be said for any offensive player with Sean Payton. Trading up and giving up a second-round pick just doesn't make any sense with the current state of the Saints' defense. Next up, we have the Rams, and more specifically, Jared Goff. Jared Goff didn't look good last year, but Jeff Fisher isn't known for his ability to develop quarterbacks. The thing is, the Rams gave up a lot for him and don't have many picks to be able to get him more pieces. The Rams have a horrible offensive line and have terrible weapons. The Rams reach for a tight end and wide receiver to help out their quarterback. The problem is, while getting weapons is important, it's more important that he gets protection. The Rams' O-line was terrible last year and looks to be terrible again heading into this year. The Rams should have reached for offensive linemen rather than wide receivers and tight ends. Lastly, we have the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys didn't have a bad draft, but nothing will compare to last year's draft with Dak Prescott. The problem is they have a very meh draft. They seem to have drafted for need rather than following the value on their board. It seemed like they had a round they would have liked to draft a position and stuck to it. The Cowboys needed pass rush and players in the secondary, and that's what they got. Again, not a bad draft. It seems like they got players who will play immediately without much upside long term.